Do you want to see something pretty pathetic? Well, hold tight, because in the wake of Trump's victory, there have been fewer sorer winners than the world's richest man, proving yet again that all the money and power can't fill the void that plagues an egomaniac with an inferiority complex. So let me tell you this, if this video doesn't give you second-hand humiliation, nothing will.
Relax. We have a man who has a seriously high IQ. You know, I'm a person that believes in high IQs, and his is about as high as they get. He launched a rocket 3 weeks ago, and then he went to Pennsylvania to campaign because he considered this more important than launching rockets that cost billions of dollars. Elon Musk. Elon. What a job. What a job he does. He's a great, and he happens to be a really good guy. You know, he likes this place. I can't get him out of here. He just likes this place.
There's a video circulating X, until the owner shadow bans it, of course, showing the billionaire scrolling through his phone and laughing during the UFC event in New York, while Trump seemingly gets secondhand embarrassment being next to a grown man laughing loud, hoping it prompts Trump to ask him about his little memes, and so directs his focus back on the thing they're watching, which is the fight. And this seems to be following a little trend we're seeing now, Trump getting irritated with the gum he has on his shoe. Since Trump's election win 2 weeks ago, mega donor Elon Musk has been so close to the president-elect that Trump quite literally said he couldn't get rid of him. And we all know what happens when Trump cronies vie for the cult leader's attention.
When Musk flew to Washington with Trump this week on Trump's private plane and attended a meeting with House Republicans, Trump joked, "I can't get rid of him." Musk, who's been tapped by Trump to co-lead a new Department of Government Efficiency, has been omnipresent with Trump at Mar-a-Lago since the election, exerting enormous influence over the president-elect, dining with Trump, hanging out at the golf course with the Trump family. When the Trumps were posing for family photos like this one the day after the election, the president-elect encouraged Musk and his young son, X, to be included.
Yeah. We have to get Elon with his boy. Okay.
Absolutely. Trump's granddaughter, Kai Trump, posting a photo with the caption, "Elon achieving uncle status." Following this comment from CNN analyst Gloria Borger,
I think Musk is becoming like first buddy.
Musk posted, quote, "I'm happy to be the first buddy." Musk has sat in on Trump's post-election phone calls with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and other leaders, posted this photo from Mar-a-Lago after meeting with Argentina's president there. And according to the New York Times, Musk met with Iran's ambassador to the UN. He's also weighed in on staffing decisions. But is Musk overextending with Trump's inner circle? The New York Times reports that one recent evening, Musk walked into the dining room at Mar-a-Lago about 30 minutes after Trump did and received a similar standing ovation to the president-elect.
There is some conventional wisdom if you followed the first Trump presidency, which is that if you begin to overshadow the principle, it usually ends quite badly.
Then there's the matter of the enormous power Musk could have with his new portfolio. Musk's companies face multiple federal investigations, some of them by agencies whose budgets he might be able to cut.
He's now positioning himself to have potential oversight of the agencies that are investigating him. That would be an unprecedented level of conflict of interest.
And according to Axios, the internal hostilities resulted in at least one, quote, massive blow-up at a Mar-a-Lago dinner last week. They reported a heated exchange took place between Trump advisor Boris Epstein. Sorry, I think Epstein, it's actually Epstein, and Elon Musk, as they consulted on Trump's cabinet picks. You see, Epstein had backed former Representative Matt Gaetz for Attorney General, a selection that drew immediate attention to a House Ethics Committee investigation into Gaetz over alleged sex crime, as well as prompting far from subtle pushback at Fox News.
As you know, Gaetz is Trump's pick for Attorney General. He was the subject of an Ethics Committee investigation over whether he engaged in sexual misconduct and illicit drug use. The committee was supposed to vote on whether to release that report on Gaetz today, but now that Gaetz has resigned from Congress, the report has been scrapped.
Yeah, the overwhelming majority of his picks will sail through because they were Grand Slam picks. But to Molly's point, you don't root out corruption at the Department of Justice by picking a corrupt person to lead it. So Matt Gaetz, either the report comes out and he's not going to be the Attorney General, or the report doesn't come out and he's not going to be the Attorney General. I mean, The problem, Brett, is all the good picks, John Lee Ratcliffe, Elise Stefanik, Lee Zeldin, Mike Waltz, all the good picks, nobody's talking about those right now. They're talking about this wild card pick of someone who had to get out of the House to avoid being sanctioned by the House Ethics Committee. That dumbfounding pick is just sucking the oxygen out of all the good ones he made.
And according to Axios sources, Elon Musk second-guessed Epstein's recommendations, particularly around staffing the Justice Department and assembling White House counsel. And here's the thing, right? This is inevitable. Look at Trump's track record of people he once held close. I mean, do we need to run the tape of all the things he said about aides and allies he once touted as the, quote, finest minds assembled?
In 2016, you said that. I'm going to surround myself with only the best and most serious people.
Well, I did do that.
This
and we
time,
had tremendous, look, we had the best economy we've ever had.
This
the world
time
has ever seen.
Your Vice President, Mike Pence, is running against you.
Yeah.
Your Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, she's running against you. Your former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, said he's not supporting you. You mentioned National Security Advisor John Bolton. He's not supporting you either. You mentioned Attorney General Bill Barr, says you shouldn't be president again, calls you the consummate narcissist and troubled man. You recently called and Barr a gutless pig. Your second Defense Secretary is not supporting you, called you irresponsible. This week, you and your White House called your White House Chief of Staff, John Kelly, weak and ineffective and born with a very small brain. You called your acting White House Chief of Staff, Mick Mulvaney, a born loser. You called your first Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, dumb as a rock, and your first Defense Secretary, James Mattis, the world's most overrated general. You called your White House Press Secretary, Kayleigh Kennedy, milquetoast, and multiple times you've referred to your Transportation Secretary, Elaine Chao, as Mitch McConnell's China-loving wife. So, why did you hire all of them in the first place?
Because I hired 10 to 1 that were fantastic. We had a great economy. We had phenomenal people in charge of the economy. We had phenomenal people in the military. I'm not a fan of Milley, and I'm not a fan of certain of the television people. But I knocked out ISIS. I defeated ISIS. They said, Mattis, it would take 3 years, and I don't think we can do it. I did it in a period of like 4 weeks.
There's a lot of people who praise you for your policies. I just said that.
That's true. Well, I mean, you just went through a list. But don't forget, for every one you say, I had 10 that love us.
Because if there's one thing Donald Trump hates, is having another ego try to steal his thunder. And according to an individual in touch with the campaign, they told the Washington Post about Musk's efforts to shape the cabinet in impulsive social media posts regarding the transition in economic policy. The result is, quote, people are not happy. They added how the billionaire has continued to brag about America PAC and, quote, taking lots of credit for the president's victory, which had rubbed some the wrong way, especially Donald Trump. You know that for a fact.
Donald Trump told all Republican House members, quote, Elon won't go home. I can't get rid of him. And everyone laughed. They laughed that uncomfortable laugh. But they laugh when Donald Trump makes a joke about someone on his team, a joke that everyone knows is true, a joke that paints that person as pathetic, as Donald Trump's personal sense of superiority demands that he do. Donald Trump's jealousy of Elon Musk's wealth must eat away at him every second he has to look at the richest person in the world. But in public, at least, Donald Trump gets to do what he likes to do best: insult and humiliate. Insult and humiliate, in this case, Elon Musk. Quote, Elon won't go home. I can't get rid of him.
And so this is destined for disaster. I just hope that Elon doesn't take the breakup too hard.
Years ago, with Donald Trump, we had lost 2.7 million jobs, including 275,000 jobs in Pennsylvania alone. Unemployment was way up, and Donald Trump had so badly botched the COVID pandemics, we were out there fighting with our neighbors to get toilet paper. That's the Trump economy. So look, if you were a billionaire like his good buddy Elon Musk, things were really good because you got a tax cut, the rest of us got screwed. That's the way it worked during that time. Now, Elon says he is going to be, and Trump says it, he's going to be Trump's economy czar. Now, he says to make the economy work better, we're going to have to crash it first in order to save it. Now, he told you, get ready. Elon said, American folks, you're going to go through some hardships. Now, you tell me, what the hell does the richest man on earth know about hardship? But he promised to do this. He said they're going to cut $2 trillion in spending. Now remember, Donald Trump's the king of debt, ran up more debt than ever, bankrupted his own company 6 times, brags. His own words said, I'm the king of debt. Elon says the way we get a handle on this is to cut $2 trillion in discretionary spending. You know how much this country spends right now each year on discretionary spending? $1.6 trillion. So that leaves you absolutely no other option than to cut Social Security and Medicare and the things that we care most about. That's what they're going to do. So we're going to win. So we're going to win. Now, they said it. Elon said we'll go after Medicare and Social Security, but just this week, and at least they're saying the quiet stuff out loud now, and at least they're saying it before the election so that we have no excuse that we don't know. They're telling us who they are.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.